we go. So it looks like the stage is set, the gauntlet has been cast, and we are going live here with the first game of round 6 on Parish. HCP, healthcare professionals from NA, taking on team matching of Asia. I believe China in specific, but I will let you take away this first hit.
Indeed, we're going to have Team Healthcare Professionals on the Survivor side and Team Matching on the Special Infected. First, it is a Boomer, Smoker, Jockey, and a Charger, so Death Charge potential is if we're going to see that here. Matching is going to pop out of the safe room right here. We are going to see that Charger going in, Matching to almost hit a double. Actually, Ellis almost was flying over that railing. I thought that was going to be a Death Charge for a second. I was going to have to eat my words. Jockey lands as well. Smoker gets a pull. Nice coordinated hit, I would say, coming out from HCP to start that off. That was, honestly, I thought that was going to be a Death Charge. Like, Ellis ramped up on the invisible wall there. I thought he was dead.
Indeed, that was a beautiful initiation by the Boom as well. Nice double charge, popping Ellis up into the air, and then that Jockey just pulling one survivor back. But it looks like we are seeing a draw crown now. Ooh. Actually, Ellis missing the Witch Crown here and gets hit twice. So it's going to cause an incap out onto Ling of Team Matching. We actually didn't do a roster rundown now I think of it. And that's going to also cause its attack to start working its way in. Boomer looking for a boom here out onto Rochelle. Does find it. But Hunter also latching on top of her. Boomer dropping down in front of 2 survivors. Proxying on top of 1. And that will be also for that hit. But still a nice chunk of damage going out to Matching yet again. Look at their health. And a Charger Jockey working the way as well for the tail end of this hit. Jockey not finding anything as of just yet. Charger whiffs on the nick but does get the 2 points to stumble. No punch. And Jockey will be dismantled. But let's go ahead and do a quick roster rundown. For Team HCP, we're going to have Purple, Dusty, Lust, and Supra. And over on Matching,
we have Maggie, Vest_SC, Extras, and Ling. So a lot of recognizable faces, I would say, on both sides right here. We do have our first tank of the series up for Team Healthcare Professionals into the hands of the one and only Supra. We'll keep it here for a hit and then decide to send it back. Let's see exactly what Matching decides to do. There is a Smoker, Boomer, and a Hunter for Team HCP's a hit here on the run back, and it looks as though we have a pause.
Indeed we do. And yeah, the ping disparity will be quite noticeable, obviously, but we did move over to a Hong Kong server to avoid the Great Firewall of China. So they should be they're pretty much the best that they'll get on Chinese home turf. So we'll see if the ping comes into play here, if it's going to affect how they play or their strategies that they implement. I expect that they're going to try and lead them with boomers a lot because of their ping. They're going to have a really hard time landing any of these cappers without, the survivors being distracted by something else like a common or being common locked. So I could see a lot of boomer initiations coming from Team HCP in this game. But Team Matching, they should be able to just play normal. They have pretty good pings, obviously. They're probably all down in the 30s right now as they sit up in the high greens. Or, so that's the solid greens, I should say, on the board, because I can't even see the pings right now.
Honestly, I can't even say if it was like nerves or if it was just like maybe first game of the day syndrome or something like that, but the first couple hits that they took there in terms of how Team Matching did on Survivor side were not what they wanted. The double charge landing plus the Smoker landing for a little bit and the Jockey on the first hit was one thing, but then the failed Witch Crown and the extra damage that they ate off of that is not putting them in a very good position so far. One bleeder going into this tank is not good. Not necessarily because the SI can play like a rock tank or whatever, but they already have their damage bonus being affected. It's something that they just don't want. And now we are going to be going back live here as Matching starts to waddle their way back to the safe room. Let's see, Smoker, Boomer, Hunter, as I mentioned before, for this next hit from HCP. It looks as though they're going to elect to actually save this potentially. Boomer's going to rock it in, Matching to get a single boom. Nothing really huge going out there, I wouldn't say. And we'll see if HCP decides to commit this. It looks as though Supra is going to start working his way in. I guess we'll keep it here and we'll go to a Survivor War next time. Supra working his way in, missing that first punch, pushing the survivors all into the corner. Imagine you get a hit onto Coach. Smoker pull is going to go out. Nice double cap with that Hunter intercept as well, but the tank did miss Coach. He wasn't able to get that Hunter clear. Now the tank is going to be able to turn back around, getting a corner onto Rochelle, doing a lot of damage, but missing that punch onto Rochelle. Now is going to get that corner. Good amount of damage going out. That was almost disastrous, I would say, for Team Matching after that double cap win, but because Coach was able to jump past there and get that clear, they are not going to wipe.
Indeed, and that was actually really probably a letdown there for HCP. They had a pretty good double cap with 2 stars stuck in the corner, but unfortunately the tank kind of let Coach slip by, and it wasn't really all his fault because he already threw his punch out, so we didn't have any real way of stopping Coach from limping past him. But yeah, that was really close to the wipe that they could have had. Good initiation there by Super as well, wonderful support, and that's really all you could have asked for other than, the tank having a punch up to keep Coach in the corner with Rochelle. But with that being said, we're going to make our way up to the alley. Next hit coming in. Charger, Smoker working their way together. Actually, Charger not landing with stumbling Coach inside the spit. Boomer proxying Coach out of the spit, though. So a little bit of a tug and pull there by the SI, trying to see what they want to do there with Coach. But they do manage to push out quite a hunk of damage onto him. And actually, one more common hit here will secure the incap out onto Coach. And this common all around him right now, but he's able to actually fight them off with the help of that guitar and his M2s. And he's going to make his way to the next hit, but he's probably going to take an incap here. Oh, yep, actually, that was a survivor incap.
I think that was the right call, honestly, because now they can down him before he gets outside near that alarm card, and it's going to take more than a scratch to get him down. Let's see. Charger, Spitter, Hunter, Jockey for the next hit. This actually could wipe matching if everything were to land, because they have those people who are bleeding out, and then Express is almost down again because of the bleed. Let's see what matching decides to do. Running into Common right here. Charger's going to go in, managing to miss. We're going to have that Hunter landing with a Spit actually missing, but there's the Jockey going on the code. Very quickly clear, though. I thought that was going to be much, much worse for matching. That Spit also did miss a little bit and didn't hit that Hunter pin, so matching is going to be able to work their way to the safe room right here. Completing the map, obviously, they're in a little bit of rough shape, but again, it's points, that's what they need, and now they need to say probably, like, what they would want is going to get that wipe onto HCP. 420 score for matching on the first map right here of Parish.
420 Blazer.
Oh yeah.
I had to throw it out there.
I bet you did.
Good round there by matching. I mean, that's pretty much the goal is to make the safe from here against Team HCP. Obviously, they want to do it with a little bit of a higher health bonus because, as it stands right now, they are on their home server. They're at a huge advantage ping-wise over Team HCP, their opponents. So that's what they wanted, is to make safe rooms, but they didn't make it with as big as of a lead as they would have liked. But I mean, if they can go ahead and turn it around with a wipe here, we could see it be a pretty sizable lead going into the second map. But this tank, once again, very hard to land. You really rely on your SI to help you make some separation happen here with the survivors, because they can really just run loops around you, and, well, not loops, but circles around you with the fencing here, and then also the plants out front. So there's definitely some support that will be needed here for team matching to secure the wipe. But we'll see. And we'll see if Team HCP obviously can fight their way through the map, past the tank, and make the safe room. And who knows, they might come out in the lead.
They could. We are going to be going live right here. Team HCP on the survivor side with their ping at disadvantage, and team matching on the special infected. Jockey, Smoker, Charger, Boomer once again for this opening hit. We'll see if matching decides to go for a similar death charge or some kind of bowling charge, maybe an initial boom for a multi-cap or something, but HCP working their way out of the safe room slowly. Let's see where the SI are going to come in from. Jockey going and managing land on a Dusty. Do have the boom going out. Pull goes out as well. Charger gets a nice double charge back into the safe room. Beautiful play for matching, and there's the Smoker intercept as well. Charger got a couple of pounds, and I would say that's an even better first hit than we saw go out from HCP onto HCP from matching this time.
Oh yeah, no doubt, and I have no idea where that double charge came from, but obviously it landed and it did work inside the safe room. We had the initiation with the Jockey out front, Boomer onto the shell to kind of cause the first initial set of separation. The Charger just pushed the two stars back in the safe room, so a nice amount of damage there. We'll go back into the game here as they go for the Witch. Actually, Hunter latching onto the Witch. They're going to start scratching away at her, causing her to get full aggro. And this is definitely very interesting now. The Stars didn't make much headway. Now they're going to have to face an SI attack with this Witch up. And they are trying to pistol this Hunter. They did actually end up triggering the Witch, though. That was expected, though. And it goes for Nick. He gets the crown, though, but there's a double cap happening. Hunter does get shot down, so it nullifies the possibility of that tri-cap. But that Jockey and Hunter doing work to the survivors. Look at Lust, Dusty, and Super all sizably marked down so far. The only real standout is Soup or Purple right now with that high 80 HP.
Now, honestly, that wasn't a full end cap, but they still got punished for it. That Charger landing got a couple of pounds on the side. Dusty's going forward to spawn the tank right now. Tank is going to be up 14 matching into the hands of Extras. Smoker's going to spawn up, trying to get up onto Dusty, managing to land it, actually, and we are going to see maybe the rest of the hit come in. That's actually more damage than I thought that would be going out onto Dusty. It's a Boomer and a Hunter for the rest. And how about we take this over to a team, healthcare professional, Survivor Worm, to see how they play this tank fight. As that Hunter gets a very nice 15 damage pound.
Let's head it right over.
Get ready, we got a tank!
Come back. Two easies up front, I'll sit in back. We'll do 2
I guess we
again.
just pre-pill?
Yeah,
I will.
Dusty will. You shouldn't last.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I'm going left.
I'm going right now.
Yeah, me too. Going right. Yeah.
I feel like a shotgun needs to go right, but eh. Oh, wait.
Coming in.
Second.
Instead.
And we're back from that Worm. A decent amount of damage coming out from the tank, though. He got that corner on the Coach. Obviously not the in-cap, but Jockey got a nice ride there. Out on to, I believe it was Ellis, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yeah.
But yeah, so
I
they,
think...
oh, God.
I was gonna say the main problem with that is that was a really good way for the SI to go, and like everything landed almost besides that Charger. But the problem is they waited a little bit too long for that to develop. Like The tank was down to like 2,200 HP by the time that double boom landed, so it really didn't matter. Hunter gets nicely skewed in the back right there. We do have a full going out onto Super with a spit going down on top of that as well. A little bit more damage going out onto him, but the problem with that, like I said, Kiss Me, is that that tank just had too little health to work with by the time that double boom went out. Even though Dusty was boomed, he was able to still focus the tank and kill the tank before the tank got a corner, so they couldn't make it into a wipe because, again, the tank was just too low.
Definitely, and I believe it was actually Coach when that he had cornered who had the baton out and actually started just beating on the tank's back. So dropping his HP by quite a bit, as the baton is a very fast swing melee weapon. It does a lot of damage. But regardless, we'll see another attack probably coming in right now. Indeed it is. Boomer getting a double single boom out onto Nick and Ellis. Going to cause the Stars to back up a little bit here. Nick is separated, though, by the fence on the other side of it. Boomer now dropping in, getting it popped, though. Hunter Jockey working the way along the Charger. Hunter coming in from the backside behind the van. Gets the charge, though. So that will be a pin out on to Coach. Hunter still pouncing around, though. Looking for a DP of some sort. Not going to find it. Does find the pounce, though, out onto Nick. And Ellis taking any cap, I think, by friendly fire? I don't think I commented.
Yes. I think so, and I mean right now it's almost going to be tied, I think, by the time ATP make the safe room if they don't take another big hit with that in-cap going out. So this is good, I'd say, for Team HCP, and obviously Matching didn't get the wipe they were looking for, but the fact they've done this amount of damage is still pretty good. The problem is you can't really rely on having just tie rounds, I would say, in a home and away series like this one, because I think they need some kind of lead right here, no matter how minuscule it is. I think it's just one of those things that matters more than you might think. It's going to be a Spitter, Jockey, Charger, and a Smoker coming out from this potentially last hit from Matching. HCP all bleeding out right here. There is still potential for a lot of damage off this, obviously, and it looks as though they're actually going to slow play it, even though all four of them are bleeding out. Interesting call, I don't know, but they probably do have to play it a little bit carefully because that alarm card triggers, it's going to be an absolute disaster. And I think the SI are playing it right too, just kind of waiting for HCP to make the move. And for those asking in chat, HCP is running between 206 and 256 ping right now, so it's mid 200s, I would say, as an average. Here comes Nick coming in. We are going to have that spit going down, trying to find an in-cap right there. Not going to land on much of anything. We do have an in-cap, however, going out on to Purple over there, so that's going to be a little bit of damage going out, and looks like the Charger and Smoker are going to wait to despawn, maybe get something right here at the end.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely could throw it in. Here goes the Smoker, look for fall, and the Coach does find it. That will not end up triggering their alarm card, though. Good control there of their fire by Team HCP. And now it is up to this Charger and a Boom. Charger working his way, looking for an in-cap. Gets destroyed, though, by the melee weapon along with the weapons of Team HCP. So they make their way into the safe room. And I believe they're leading. Yeah, they actually are after the first round. So the scores will be 472 to 420 of Team Matching. So, yeah, healthcare professionals pulling out to an early lead here. And, I mean, that's all they can really ask for. If they can just keep a slight lead, or even just keep it tied mostly, going into the next game, which will be their home server, they're in a really good spot. Like, we gotta see Team Matching basically step up here on both sides, start getting wipes here with the SI, better tanks, kill a survivor. You guys just start taking away distance, make the plausibility of just ending the round with a tri-cap that much greater, and then they gotta start playing a little bit tighter on survivor and just making more HP to the safe room, because really it's just going to come down to what the score delta is going into the next game.
And honestly, it wasn't pretty, but that's what you kind of expect out of a team like HCP right there. Like, they took the lead while playing with between 205 and 250 something ping. Like, that's pretty impressive, you would say, for any team to play against any other team and get that kind of, even just a small advantage coming out of the safe room like that when you're playing with such a large disparity. But on the other side of things, like, I would say it's hard to play with finesse when you have that high a ping, but again, Matching are the ones who are going to need to make things that are, at least some kind of transition. I'd say it's a little bit more, I would say, precise in that, because they looked a little bit rattled for some reason from HCP's SI on that first round, and obviously because they were only able to score 420 points when they have such a huge advantage, that's going to give HCP a position to actually maybe even win this game. We can't say it so far right now, but they're on Survivor first in the second chapter right here. We have a relatively early tank of 26%. That should be a rock tank in this area, and the first hit 14 Matching is going to be a Jockey, Spitter, a Charger, and a Smoker, it seems. So we'll see exactly if they're able to get a good amount of damage out on the HCP. And it's not that Matching's SI hits were bad, since their Survivor, I don't think, was matching up to par that they need to actually put this series away quite yet. Again, it's the first snap out of effectively 10, so it doesn't really matter as much, but hits gonna be coming in right now. Again, that Smoker pull going out. Nice double cap landing right there with that spit going down, but I think Coach is on top of the car, so he's not gonna take that much damage. And he actually might be stuck. Is he stuck? No, he wasn't stuck.
No.
Maybe he had some issues with the pole, though.
No, I think Purple is just thinking to himself, okay, just don't move, because if you do move, that spit might just start ticking away at you. But yeah, Spitter running in, getting a nice amount of death spit actually add onto him. So we'll see Purple dropping down into the 60 HP range, actually down to 62 exactly. And Survivors will go ahead and make their way into the maze. Boomer rocketing from behind, beautiful rocket, landing a double boom out onto Rochelle and Ellis there, that being Lust and Super. So we'll see if they decide to throw another hit in here. Indeed they are. It's Jockey getting a spawn up here, hopping over the hedge, and they have that Charger and Smoker as the other two SI over on the left side, and we'll see if we can get a little bit better angle here for you guys. And no, it looks like the other two SI are unable to find spawn, so that Jockey's probably gonna end up saving here, unless they go with this corner.
Hitting in this field is always a little bit of an issue unless they can get some kind of like proxy right here. And HTP are playing it right. They're waiting it out. We're gonna see the Smoker trying to go in for a 4 right now, managing to land it onto Nick. Charger's gonna go in, is going to whip. Spitter does manage to spit in the middle of a Jockey Survivor, but again, in an area like that, even around that corner, Chargers have a really hard time completing, and it's just so hard to get any kind of damage in an area that's that wide open. And we do have a tank up 14 matching into the hands of Ling.
Indeed we do. So we're going to see actually Team HTP looking to rotate here. I think they're going back to safe room. That is very interesting. That you normally don't see teams. Let me go in first person or sec here. Normally what you see a lot of teams do is they either go up to the gazebo over there, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen before, but then a lot of teams also like to play over in the wide open area where they just were. To see a team will willingly go back to the safe room is kind of taboo. I've never seen a team actually willingly go back there unless like a Jockey lands and drags a survivor back there and then they get pinned down by the tank. So that's very interesting to see.
I mean, if they get boomed here, it could be pretty bad for them. Maybe their rationale is that, like, because they have such high ping, they didn't want to fight a rock tank in the open field. I don't know if that's the exact reason for it, but that boomer did get popped. That's going to help their case a little bit. It is also relatively easy, I would say, to kite around here because you have those stairs and the railings, and you have a couple of places you can jump, but there's really no hittable car. So, I mean, this tank is going to be forced in soon. Jockey Charger, they really probably want a Smoker here now for the commit, I would say, because that would be good for an area like this. They're going to get a Hunter instead.
Yeah, it looks like Tank's actually going to start committing here out onto Team HCP. We see Charger coming in from the safe room along with the Hunter and Jockey from the front. Tank gets his first punch out onto Coach. Charger whiffing though. This is going to nullify the possibility of a tri-cap. Hunter landing though out on Nick. Charger, or Tank I should say, has that corner onto Coach. One more punch will secure it. And the only SI left up for support is going to be this Jockey. He's going to work his way now, looking for a latch onto Rochelle. Not going to find it though. And Link should be finding his way out, but he's actually going to elect to keep going after Nick. He does have 3,000 HP left, and he finds a corner out on Nick here. So it's going to be another in-cap out, so only 2 stars left up, and the Tank's still 2,500 HP strong. Going to back out to the safe room, and this is very bad actually for Team HTP. This could easily spell a wipe, because now the SI are starting to come back up here in numbers. Boomer looking for a spawn here. Gonna try and pull in a little bit of horde here. Charger looking for a spawn behind the car by the safe room. Tank still pushing in though, and the SI are not able to help him just yet. Going for Kervock, doesn't find it. Charger looking for Charger, just find the Charger onto Rochelle. Last survivor up gets boomed, that being Alice. And that's gonna be a punch onto Alice. Is this gonna be a wipe? That's a smoker up, that's a wipe! That's gonna secure it!
Are you serious? Oh my goodness, I was originally really against seeing what was going to happen there for HT. Like, they had the wrong setup for that. The Charger stacked itself, and the tank got 2 solo corners in order to make that happen. If you're HCP, you've got to be so furious right now. I cannot believe that just wiped. And now Matching's going to be able to take it in the open field. What a tank by Ling. I don't know, Kiss Me. I really don't know. That should not have happened, period.
There was no reason that any of that should have happened. Literally, the tank got a free corner and down out on a Nick, and they didn't do anything about it. They didn't even shoot the tank. They just let him get the corner and down on a Nick, and they didn't do any damage to him. They didn't shoot him. They were literally hunting the Jockey. And then Alice, once he got boomed, he didn't know where the tank was. He didn't know that Rochelle already got in-capped, and he ran right into the tank.
That's like, even though they're playing on the away server, that's something that should never happen, and great job on Matching playing that the way that they did. I am going to be stunned to see them take it in the same area, but it's going to be a Spitter, Jockey, Charger, and a Smoker for the first hit from HTP. Good Jockey outside, nice double cap landing, almost making it a 3-cap, kind of a rolling 3-cap right there, and this is a lot of damage going on to Matching. That Smoker getting the pull. Jockey got a pretty nice ride right there as well, and this is... Okay, HCP are probably a little bit mad, and they're taking that frustration out on to Team Matching right now after that sequence. Like I said, I expect Matching to play this in the open field.
Yeah, we're not going to see them go back to the safe. And once again, that's a bit of a taboo spot to actually see it be taken. It's very rare, once again, to see that happen at all. So, I'm not sure HCP is ever going to use that spot again in any future Scrimmer match. I mean, it can work out, and it should have worked out. But unfortunately, once Tank got that second in-cap out of Nick, during that whole sequence of him in that corner, he never actually got shot. It was just
Right.
like it was just Nick that was shooting him. But anyway, tank up now for Team of Healthcare Professionals in the hands of Purple. So if you wanted any sort of redemption tank, this would probably be what you would ask for.
Honestly, this is going to be another tough area for the Special Infected, I would say, if the survivors decide to stay here. How about we take it over to a Healthcare Professional with Worm and see how they're doing right now?
Indeed, let's go.
Do you want us to go for that?
Yeah, sure. You go now? Go now?
Right now.
There's a hunter out there.
Fuck. Can't even aim rocks. So rough. It leaves my hand. And then...
You could probably rock Ching Chong Ling over there in the corner.
Just to the left, that coach.
I'm just gonna have to go with what we have.
You should set the boomer behind them with it. Yeah. Not. What?
I gotta go.
Why push him toward me?
Yeah, I am.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I have nothing.
What?
It's fine. Just wait till the witch is all white. Oh. Come on.
Everyone shoot the tank!
And we're back from that war room, and actually, for what it was, he got some good damage out onto Coach, not the in-cap obviously, but his SI got absolutely shut down by matching.
Honestly, that should have been a 0-hitter. Purple managed to land that rock off the hunter pin and then also a long arm punch right there. That's more than he probably should have gotten, but again, Matching's in a great position right now. They only have one survivor bleeding, still have 3 sets of pills, also with whatever other pills they find, and they can hold out this entire event if they want to. This is where they really need to get the most points possible off of ACP's mistakes. Like, that's the only way to beat almost any team, but especially in a situation like this is where you need to maximize that. We do have a Charger going in, not going to land. We do have a nice 2-cap with that Smoker and Jockey landing for a good amount of separation. That's going to be the damage bonus being affected just a little bit right there by that Spit and Jockey combination. But again, Matching just need to, like, play this, as I would say, like, do whatever they need to do. I don't know exactly what their playstyle is. I'd assume it's more conservative, but they need to play it the best they possibly can in the situation. Don't do anything brash. Don't do
Looks
anything
like they're
dumb.
moving.
And I think this is not what I expected them to do, but it looks as though you're right. They are going to be pushing forward. Spitter, Smoker, Boomer, Hunter, so no Charger for this hit. And maybe Magic's going to do the opposite of that, decide to play it aggressively and just take the capitalization. Boomer going in, managing to land a single boom on a Rochelle. We do have a double cap attempt coming in the back. Hunter's going to try to go in, does get beautifully skeeted. Smoker is the last thing that can really do a whole lot of damage to that Spitter already spit. And Kiss Me, maybe they're just going to take the opposite approach and say, you know what? We have the momentum. Let's see what we can do with it.
I mean, they do have extras bleeding out, which isn't really a big deal if they were to actually play passively because they have 3 sets of pills on their beings already coming into this event. But I'm thinking that they just want to move forward. They don't want to risk giving the SI more possibilities to get good hits. So it's not so much about pushing forward, it's about limiting the amount of attacks that HCP can actually have in their eyes, probably.
Right.
So, I think it's a good call because HCP is really deadly with any combination. They could turn a 2-2 into a 200+ damage yielding attack. So I definitely don't blame them for moving. Yeah, I don't blame them for moving forward here. And once again, the door was really closed by HCP. They were they looked very strong coming in or out of map 1, I should say. And then map 2 started and Matching just literally took a crowbar to the window and opened it themselves. And they got a hell of a wipe to say the least. They're just blowing through the map now on Survivor. That's the best analogy I got. They took a crowbar and they bashed that window.
They took a crowbar out and bashed that window. They took a page out of Sinister's playbook and just decided to...
That's the best I got for you.
Oh my goodness. Well, now they're sitting here holding out this next common wave at least. The Smoker's already pre-spawned. There's a Boomer, Jockey, and a Charger for the rest as well. And honestly, I mean, if ACP don't hit right here, Matching, this is an okay area. If a boom lands, it could be bad, but they're doing a pretty good job of staying spread out, blocking all the spawns and just focusing the common down. It's not a very conventional area, at least in my opinion, where you see people holding out. But again, this is looking to be pretty good so far, and ACP is holding this hit. There's the Boomer going in, gonna get nicely popped, and maybe they'll save for a Spitter, I don't know.
This is gonna prompt them to move forward here. What they're trying to do is they're trying to hit Matching as they go underneath the bonding here, which is exactly what they do. There's a nice double cap in the back happening onto both Rochelle and Nick, and there's a spray being put down by one of the NA players. So Purple gets a nice ride there onto Rochelle, dropping her down into the yellow. She was a high 60-70, I believe, so a nice chunk of damage going out to that, and they were sitting at a 730 prior health bonus, now down to a 482. So they actually took quite a hefty amount of damage from that hit. And we're going to see Sora is making the way up to the scaffolding, pushing the button. Boomer proxies out onto Nick. And that will funnel all the rest of the common from this event out onto him. They should have about probably 30 seconds left to Horde.
Yeah, plus whatever else comes from that boom horde right there. I mean, on that last hit, you don't want to see something like that happen where half the hit gets shut down effectively and then the other survivors just take a whole bunch of damage because they were split. It's little things like that that you really don't want to see coming out from a team in the position that Matching's in. Obviously, they've got the lead. They need to maximize it right here. I'm not sure if the two teams are playing finale. I'm assuming they're probably going to, and if they do, that means we'll have to play it again when we go over to North America. Jockey going in. I don't think that was heard. Going in, managing to land onto Coach right there. Hunter coming in for a follow-up, trying to land on the Rochelle, does manage to get it, but Coach, I think, is inadvertently blocking that Charger and Spitter spawn right there, so they weren't able to really go in as a team, and now the door is open. And I think the survivors are going to start pushing their way forward. Charger going in, managing to whip onto Coach. Melee's everywhere, but Rochelle does truck through a little bit of spit. There is also a witch up right there. I believe Coach is just going to push through and take that witch. Nice crown going out. She was getting aggroed. And looks as though Smoker is in the back, managing to land on a Nick. But again, this separation kiss me should not be happening, especially with half the hit down. That's a lot of damage onto their main health bonus.
Yeah, that's going to do a huge chunk of damage to their HP. They were at a 340 prior to that hit. Actually, now down to only a 306, so there's not that much health bonus left of their permanent, I believe. Actually, that's sitting at 24% to the damage bonus, 43%. So it is being dropped down here slowly but surely. And, I mean, they were at a 700 going into the event, so you got to be happy knocking that down to around a 300 right now. And we'll see a spit go in, throwing a little bit of a separation spit and a delay. Keep the two survivors back around the corner. And it looks like there will be one last SI hit, fully geared up, ready to come in. It's going to be a Jockey, Charger, Spitter, and a Smoker. So a good possibility of damage here with this 3-1. A lot of separation ball. Smoker, Jockey, unfortunately land on the same target. Charger going in for a charge on someone. Not going to find it. They'll get shut down by the melees and shotguns of Team Matching. Maggie takes an incap here, though, due to the spit. And Jockey also helping block her in there a little bit longer. So that will be actually, that should be quite a damage dealer, actually, because they had 43% left of the damage bonus.
They're still common. Like, I don't know what this is, or if they just, like, never shut down, like, as many boomers as they should have to prolong that event, but there's still commons pouring in right now. That, I think, is finally the end of it, maybe? Charger going in from the foot! Nice charge landing on a Coach right there, but it's going to get cleared before it completes. Boomer trying to land once again as well, but as you mentioned, this could have been even more disastrous for Team HCP, but they managed to shut down everything. Like, they managed to shut down the survivors, rather, and, like, 700 points dropping to, like, what, 100 and something? Maybe 200 if they're lucky right here? That's a good job by HCP deciding to wake up and just doing the best they could on that bonus, and they brought it all the way down to 128. So, I mean, going into the event, as you mentioned, they had, what, 700, and they brought it down almost 600 points.
Yeah, that was actually really good by them. And, you know, they did some great damage control there, obviously limiting the bleed to what they got. And, I mean, at the end of the day, they're still be at basically a 2-to-1 score deficit here as Team Matching has broken that 1,000 point threshold. There are 3 maps obviously left of this campaign. We will be seeing the finale played, unless for whatever reason both teams decide not to, but it is mandatory. So unless they have some rule bending thing to say, pretty much they're going to be playing finale. So. But yeah, so 3 maps left, around a 500 point deficit here for healthcare professionals, and I'm sure that tank wipe got their blood boiling. So they're gonna be looking for a little bit of redemption in these coming rounds.
In my opinion, though, like, even though they're leading by what, like 400, almost 500 points, like, that's not as much as they could have punished HCP. Like, they really could have done a lot more on that, in my opinion, because of that early wipe. I mean, obviously, it's good to have, but on the home server like that, you'd hope to be up by, like, 1K at this point after the first couple maps, which, I mean, it sounds a little bit lofty, but I have a feeling that HCP could push that out, too, on the North American server. But again, okay, so now Matching's going to be on Survivor. They need to play this tank well, and they need to now continue. Like, that wasn't really, like, a knockout punch that they could have delivered if they had been up by, like, 1K points off HCP's mistake. Again, it's good, but it's not the best it could be. So this, in my opinion, could still go either way right here. We are going to have Matching on the Survivor side first, pushing the way out of the safe room right here. First hit is coming in. Smoker's going to miss. Charger and Jockey both spawn outside as well. Rochelle's completely alone. Going to get pulled by that Smoker, and the rest of the survivors are actually in the safe room right now. Boomer's going to go and not going to be able to land, and that's a pretty good amount of chip damage. 40 damage total going out on that first hit. Again, just from a couple SI.
That was really well played there by HCP. Unfortunately, the Charger got a little rush there into the safe room. He could have just played the door much longer and just waited for them to actually walk out in front of the door and just pretty much got on the Charger right at the doorway. but he tried to barrel his way inside, being a little bit too aggressive there, and you know, allowed matching to kind of shut down the attack a little bit easier than they should have been able to. But regardless, we still see a lot of damage going on to the vest there, dropping him down into the range of 68 HP, and another hit here will be up for them as well. So Jockey, Boomer, Charger, Hunter coming in from Team HCP, tagged up as Dr. Boomer. Somebody in the back gets a single boom out of the neck. That should trigger the attack here. Hunter works his way in over towards Rochelle, does find the pass around the corner. Jockey looking for the inside, does find the inside. Charger gets shut down though, but it's the double cap happening upstairs right now. Beautifully played there by HCP, working that separation with that Charger, and that's going to be a lot of damage on the vest and extras. Dropping vest from, what was he, 68 down to 21.
Honestly, this is really not good for matching, in my opinion. Like, even dating back to last chapter, like, again, their Survivor hasn't played with much finesse for their green ping right there. It's expected when you're on red ping that's going to be a little bit sloppy, but their positioning has been off. Their damage really has come out of just, like, really odd 2-caps or something like that, where they've been split up. Like, it's really not what you want to see. And again, continuing right there, and we actually had a misplay, I'm pretty sure, because I think Coach took the extra set of pills instead of Rochelle, so another small misplay that's going to add up, in my opinion. We do have that smoker spawn up already. Charger trying to find a spawn to Rochelle as well. Going in, getting leveled. We do have that smoker going out in front, a little bit more damage going out onto Rochelle, but again, that's really the story of it so far, because even though they've had the ping, they haven't really been able to play up to that, like, perfect standard or near perfect standard you expect, plus that failed Witch Crown map 1, just a bunch of things. And are they not killing the spitter? They finally did kill the spitter, okay.
Yeah, Rochelle was kind of being a little bit of BM there, didn't want to kill off the spitter. But we do see a pause coming out from Vest here, not too sure why. Could be a little bit of frustration there. Vest didn't want to kill the spitter right away, but Nick was happy to put it down. But we are going live here after that quick pause. Nick is, oh no, he's moving now, so we're okay. And yeah, we'll see them quickly take the drop here, make their way towards the impending tank at 47% here, so it should be up in this house ahead. And let's see if where they decide to take it, because they can take a hit and then run back from this area, but this is normally the pug area, if you will, where you see a lot of teams just kind of sit and take this tank.
Indeed, nice boomer pop going out right there. Charger is going to save his spawn as that Jockey gets shut down. And we do have a tank for the healthcare professionals up into the hands of the one only Lust. Charger's going to spawn up here trying to go in. Not much going. And how about we take it over to a team healthcare professionals war, because this tank can either commit right here or decide to play rock.
Let's do it.
Dog.
Okay.
Oh, mistakes were made.
Oh, can't really get out now.
I got raped. Mistakes were made.
Oh boy.
I really wish you shaved the Charger.
Should have saved or set it then.
Or I'm just going in.
We have to go right when he goes in.
Yeah.
Like, we have to go now.
Yeah, no. Get butt Nick. Melee. Yeah, you got raped.
That was not.
Oh my, god.
The first thing he heard when I went over was Lust was like just getting over the tractor trailer, and the all 4 stars were right there, and Super just says mistakes were made. And he proceeded to take like 3,600 damage from right there. And he's like, damn it guys, you should have saved the Charger.
Well, that's not good for HCP. That's the second tank in a row that's gotten effectively shredded without doing much of anything. We do have a hit coming in, everything from the back. Yeah, this is not what you expect to see coming out of HCP, even with the ping. That spit went nowhere. That hit got shut down. That tank was not. And I think there was a collective reaction. We sent that over at the exact right time for when that was occurring. And then the people in the chat were just like, what are we watching? That's not good for ATP, and I swear to God, if matching doesn't get like 1,000 points up on them from this, then that's not going to be enough. Like, they don't even have a Charger for this next hit. Smoker, Hunter, Boomer, Jockey. Kiss me, I'm surprised. ATP, just the past couple maps, has not played up to the standard we usually see from them. That's a nice quad boom landing, but the Survivors push their way up. All the SI coming out of the sewer right there, and besides that slight pull on the Nick again, that was not the most damage that could have come out right there, and I'm surprised. Even though, like I said, it's that 300 ping situation, 250 ping situation, ACP has not played well so far.
No, that was a huge blunder there by the SI and tank in general. I do agree they probably should have saved the Charger there, but no one actually called it from what it sounded like, so they actually end up throwing in the attack. But there's a nice double charge up against the side of the upper highway here, and a spit goes down right on top of that, so that's going to be a double charge, double spit, and Rochelle ends up taking a full in-cap from that. So regardless of the tank and not doing that much, they are making up for it with some of these SI hits. But yeah, that attack prior to this one at the sewer hole, very aggressive there by the Chinese team, pushing their way right up the ladder. All 4 of them not wasting any time. They did eat the quad boom. They pretty much nullified all the other SI because they were all at the bottom of the ladder.
Feel like crap right now.
Right, and I mean, as they push through these next couple hits, if they can just keep the bonus on Maggie, Extras, and Ling, and then not let Vest take another in-cap, that would be pretty good for them, because right now they're still sitting at around 400 points of bonus aggregate right here, so they should be able to make the safe room with something pretty good. And again, that would be accurate for what we've seen happen on HCP's SI side at this point. Like, they have effectively headed the game to matching at this point in terms of just like, or I should say not at this point, but up to this point. They can still reverse it, but it has not been good for Team HCP. We do have a Survivor getting a little bit split right here. He is going to get pulled. Charger is going to go in for the intercept, is going to miss. Smoker does eventually get shut down. Charger gets 2 punches onto Coach right there, and the Hunter did land, but again, not really that many coordinated SI landing on that hit, and that's good for matching. I think they have one more hit before the safe room, and everyone's still fast.
Yeah, once again, that could be a pretty rough tank. I mean, I at the same time, going back to that tank hit again, I do agree with Lust and how he wanted to kind of cut the stars off and kind of corral them from actually pushing all the way back in the map like they wanted to. But he kind of missed the timing there, and the Survivor just got it right in front of him once he dropped over the tractor trailer. And it was like, well, I don't really have a way to climb back over now. And it was pretty much, you know, just one of those oops, I crap myself moments. So, yeah, we'll see Team Matching go ahead and make their way to the last hit here that they'll have to take from HCP for this map. And it looks like the Smokers are going to wrap hole in the front onto Coach. Boomer goes on 1-2 survivors. Hunter working his way in, gets shut down though. Nice skeet there by Ling. And that will be the attack shut down as Maggie puts his golf club right into the jockey's spine. And that will be the end of this round for Team Matching. They will walk in and save from here. What the health bonus is at the end of it will be a little unknown for right now, as they were taking a little bit more common damage. So, yeah, they should be looking around like a 330 or 340 or so.
Let's see, they're going to make the safe room right there, and that bonus is going to be a 350. So again, that's right there, almost an 1,000-point chapter off that mistake. That's what closer to what you're looking for if you're Team Matching after, again, shutting down a tank that well. And yeah, this is not a good situation for HCP to be in. Again, now they're behind by just over 1,400 points going into their Survivor round. And again, it's not like Matching has scored like 5K points, something like that, but they've done enough to where they've gotten over 2K through 3 maps, and they've held HCP to 563 right now. So, I mean, if HCP really wants to keep this close, they have to take that tank well and probably make the safe room. But I would say this map is, in particular, because it's an endurance map, it's much harder to play on that high ping as opposed to green. Like, you can say that for any map, but a map that's this long and has so many choke points that are just reliant on common and the survivor's positioning and their ability to quickly clear, HCP are probably, like, well, actually, most definitely 4 of the best players in North America, but even for them, like, playing in this situation is never something you want to see.
Yeah, you never want to be behind if you're HCP, because, you know, obviously you're confident in your skill and your ability to make plays happen, but at the same time you don't want to have to play that clawback game. You shouldn't have to, and just being put in that position probably kind of throws them off their game a little bit. But we'll see if they're able to secure their footing underneath them. Jockey rocketing in there by the hands of Maggie. Nick backs right into the safe room. He says, no, I don't want anything to do with all that. And he just ran right out. Boomer dropping in front of the safe room. Already boomed, though. Actually, no, it didn't. There's a single boom out there. Probably going to draw the first attack inside the safe room. There's a Jockey out onto one of the stars. Charger with Smoker goes in from the doorway. Lands a brief smoke, but it immediately gets cleared as well. So that's the attack completely over. And once again, kind of rushed there by the other team as well.
That was a pretty good play, I'd say, by HCP, especially Dusty right there. He almost got grabbed right as he ran outside the safe room by that smoker. That would have been kind of disastrous for HCP, but he was able to get his way back inside. By that time, all the SI had given up their positional spawns. They were standing outside, and there wasn't a whole lot they could do besides that single boom. This is where we saw Matching take a pretty big 2-cap, though. Let's see if it can be reciprocated. Hunter's going to go in, going for Dusty on the top, who, again, drops back down. Jockey's going for him as well. Managing to land. There's the Hunter getting stitched. Charger's going in for the cover. Managing to land. There's your 2-cap and 2-boom. I was worried they weren't going to be able to reciprocate that, but that's a great amount of damage going out to HCP from Matching. Lust being dropped in the slow. What a hit going in.
And once again, great use of the cappers. Nice separation attack there. And they got that huge intercept with that Charger. And look at the dividends that yielded for them. Dusty and Lust both dropping down past the halfway HP markers. Dusty at 55 HP, so I should take that one back. But Lust dropping down into the yellow. They're going to be forced to pop a set of pills. And that's pretty rough, especially pre-tank. They do not want to be taking hits like that. Smoker looking for pull here on the survivor. Does a guy onto Coach. Charger goes for a charge, but actually chest bumps off the Smoke Survivor. Hunter landing onto Nick up front. And the spit goes down on top of Coach. That's going to be an in-cap on the left, most definitely. And that's another huge play. And Team HCP, they didn't move at all. They literally took 2 hits in this exact same area pretty much. Just one staircase separating the hit pretty much.
I mean, that's even more impressive in my opinion, seeing that amount of damage got, because now if HCP for whatever reason decide to play this forward by that house, there can be rock tank potential. One survivor bleeding, and now Dusty, as you mentioned before, is underneath 50 HP as well. He's 7 HP from going slow. So, I mean, they're going to have enough pills to deal with this, but it looks like we might see another hit coming in from matching. Hunter spawning up in the back. Boomer, Jockey, Charger for the next. We do have that single boom going out. Charger looking for a reposition right here. I think they've realized it's probably not a good idea to send those two spawns in right here, especially not with a witch sitting in the middle of that staircase. And right now, HCP are in pretty tough shape, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they're not looking in good shape at all, as you just mentioned, and they're moving incredibly slow through the map as well. I mean, regardless, they had to pick up less there in the last hit, so that did slow them down by around 5 seconds. But if you look at where the last 3 hits have taken place, they're literally like where one hit should really hit, they've taken 3 pretty much. But here comes a draw kind of attempt here by Nick, looking for it. So Dusty feeling confident in this crown, does miss it actually, and does take a Nick out because of that. Smoker grabs a pull out on Ellis as well, going to get 3 punches on them. Charger getting it, it's on Rochelle as well. That's a lot of damage on HCP, and there's no way they're making this round now.
Wow.
This tank, if not the wipe, is going to set up for the wipe.
That's absolutely insane. Again, it's the away server, but this is not how you usually see HCP play on the away server at all. Like, this is really not in character for them, I would say. And now they've got, what, 2 survivors bleeding, only 2 sets of pills left. And as you mentioned, they really can't afford to play this tank long at this point. Like, they're in really, really rough shape. Hunter, Jockey, Spitter coming out right here, and a Charger from the back as well. Hunter spawned in the front, Jockey going for some kind of separation play and not going to land. There's your Charger going in. Madden to land on the purple, and the Spit's going to go down for a separation. The Hunter could get the intercept and does. That's a beautiful 2-cap going on to HCP, and another full down out on the purple. Kiss me, they're getting destroyed.
They just got... There's no way of going around that. They just got demolished. These separation plays by matching have just picked up map after map, and once again, these interceptions are perfect. That Hunter knew exactly what to do when he saw that Charger land. He immediately turned his course of action and made his way right through the window.
And they're rushing.
Yeah, they know they got to push this tank. They can't play back. They're bleeding out so much. They already have 2 people that are slow here. Tank committing here, obviously, as he was pushed. That's going to be an in-cap out onto Coach at the very least, as this Hunter is probably looking for it. Actually, no, Hunter's up there. There's a hell of a punch, sending Nick across the top of the camper. That's going to be the in-cap punch out onto Coach. Tank down to 3,700 HP. Turned around, gets another punch onto Ellis. And now the tank is looking to actually push Rochelle here. Maggie about to pass onto Rochelle, though. And they might let the Hunter just have this. No, they're actually going to hold on to let the tank get it. And now 2 survivors still up. Ellis going to get pushed down now by this tank. Hunter working his way on top of the rooftop, looking for pounce here on Nick. Will maybe find it. Looks for pounce, does land it. That's the wipe on the HCP. That last hit was so beautiful, that interception. Even though they got the clears of the walls, because paper thin walls obviously in every building in this game, but that was a hell of an interception, a double cap in the back with the spit separating.
Yeah, I mean, and now this is substantial at this point. I mean, obviously, almost like actually just under 1,200 points separating the 2 teams right now. And if matching makes the safe room here and then gets like a tough tank or something like that that demolishes HCP's bonus once again, but it wasn't even the tank; it was just the hits going out like that. And I'm just like, I don't know, like this is not good. I mean, obviously, it could be a complete reversal of fortune going back to North America, but it really is going to depend on how matching then plays on the North American server too. They're obviously going to win this game. Not sure by how much. If they could get it up another 1,000 points somehow, that would put them in really, really good position. But again, ATP are just tremendous on their home server. I'm going to say that right now. But then you don't usually expect this kind of play to come out. And this is going to be a fairly tough tank. 65% is the event, and that tank, it's survivable, but it's not like guaranteed at all, because there can be rock tanks, hittables, stuff like that. So this could be another position where if matching keeps up their SI play right here and then also has their survivor be a little bit, we could see them putting a definite threat to HCP.
Yeah, and I mean, you see matching right now, all unready. They're all just sitting there, probably huddled together. They're, really just trying to hunker down right now because they're like, all right, guys, we're literally doing this. We have a 1,200-point lead on, the second-seeded team in the tournament right now. We're in literally a clinch week where whoever wins here secures a spot in the top 16. And, the nerves got to be getting them to a little bit. But there we go with actually one of them disconnecting. Who knows, maybe his game crashed. Things happen. But, the matching, they are definitely holding strong here, or holding their own at least, against HCP. Once again, 1,200-point lead in favor of matching heading into Mat 4. And, we haven't done the away game yet, or away game for matching. HCP still looking to do their home game after this one. Immediately afterwards, we'll be switching over and going to it. And then also, guys, we do have another game scheduled, or slate, I should say, right after this game. We're going to have EOS, Element of Surprise from NA, taking on Team Serenity, the 5-0, the last 2 5-0 teams, undefeated. And we'll see which one of them manage to go 6-0 heading into the final week, Week 7. And yeah, that should be another pretty good game. That's gonna be a best of one. So we're literally everything's just thrown on the line in one server. But it looks
Honestly,
like we have
I
them live.
mean, yeah, that's gonna be a great game too, as well coming after this. But right now, I really want to see this is turning into one hell of a contest as well. We thought it would be, but it's even better than it. Even better than we thought it would. Super saying Earth the Bot Lust in the special infected team chat. We're gonna have your team HCP on the special infected side and your team matching on Survivor. So let's see exactly what HCP can do on this hit. We're gonna have Smoker, Charger, Spitter, and Jockey. So another pretty high damage potential hit right here, but as long as matching doesn't eat it directly to the face, they should be in an okay position. We do have that Charger jumping in right now. We are going to have that Jockey lane. The Charger did whip. Spit's going to go down on nothing, and that's a cleaner shutdown, and that's what you want to see if you're team matching in this situation.
You can just look at team matching right now and just look at the movement that their Survivor is doing now. Going from the first, second, third, now fourth map, their Survivor is just so crisp right now. Their rotations, their movement, they're feeling it right now, and they are doing it. Extra's taking only a little bit of chip there. Everyone else just sidestepping the outside, doing work, and clearing everything off as soon as it landed. But here comes another hit. Boomer landing out to 2 stars, whipping Coach and Nick Jockey rocketing his way in. Charger looks for the Charger, lands it on the Coach, pins him up against the pole. Spit goes on top of that. Now that's going to be a lot of damage onto Extra. It's pretty much finishing what the other attack wanted to do, and that's going to drop him down into the 50, or actually 40 HP range, down to 46 exactly. And they're going to be able to move away through the map, but that was a very nice charge spit.
Yeah, and for those asking in chat, we're aware that they're playing with that higher ping and that kind of stuff, but some of this is not based on ping, in my opinion. Some of it's just stuff that should never happen no matter where you stand, no matter the separation, like that kind of stuff. Like, positioning is the one thing that ping really doesn't affect. It affects your ability to shut things down, but HCP have played it just weirdly in terms of getting separated again, and that's something that you really can't do when you don't have the ability to shut down half a hit with half the team. Like, that's really what you can't do, and that's what we're seeing the difference be in this situation. We are going to have a Charger, Boomer, Smoker, and a Spitter for Team Healthcare Professionals right here. Let's see, they're going to send the Boomer in. M2 does go out, but then a pop does land. We do have the Charger going in, Magic land on the Coach, so another charge spit landing inside those trash cans at this point onto Extras, who is taking the brunt of the damage, and he's actually going to be stuck a little bit. That is almost a full end cap going out, probably should have been a full end cap going out, but instead the Survivors are going to be able to push their way forward. He is finally going to take the kills, but that does prevent him from going down, and this is good damage coming out on the team matching so far. HCP doing a pretty good job on the special infected side this round.
Yeah, that was actually really well played there yet again by Team HCB. Doing a lot of damage with these spit charges. It's really working out for them. But really it comes down to this tank wipe. They need to get a wipe here, and then they need to make it past this tank in order to start clawing back points here. But there's a nice 18 damage GP out on the Coach as he was also jockey. So nice teamwork there setting up. Coach actually almost taking an in cap there as he got common lock there for a second. And they will actually go ahead and start the event first before starting tank. I'm not too sure if they can start this tank if they push up against the white door or not. I'm actually not sure if that's blocked in Ace Mod. Yeah, I think they could have.
But instead, I mean, they're going to bleed out through the entire event right now, plus take a lot more hits, and then they can't go forward to push it at this point due to the fact that that tank is going to spawn. We're going to have a Smoker, a Boomer, and 2 other spawns for the next hit. For Team HCP, it's going to be Hunter and a Charger along with that. Let's see what they can do with this. I mean, I believe, like, Matching's probably going to play it positionally pretty well, but they actually did screw up a little bit. They got separated right there. That Smoker did get a pull. Nice charge going out onto Ellis as well, and Coach missed the level. Hunter is going to get a separation pounce onto Rochelle below as well. So, again, we're seeing a little bit of the reciprocation of just
Oh, Ellis started the tank!
Oh, no!
He ran in front of the white door!
Well,
oh,
okay.
no!
Well, Matching is in a pretty tough spot right now. Tank is up in the hands of Dusty for Team HCP, and how about we send it over to an HCP Worm? He should commit this, like, right about now.
Let's do it.
Hev is always split over there.
I mean,
You can get this free boom. They still have Horde Dusty.
I'm going in. Well, I'm gonna go on this tall roof.
Get the boom like now-ish.
Yeah. Nice.
I would have 2. Fuck.
Let him get the down. He's still good.
You got this.
Melee on your back.
Yeah, melee.
You got the down.
Go for the dump. Yeah, you go.
Oh, we're good, we're good, we're good. That's a wipe.
Ching chong down.
I'm so sorry for what Super just said. Welcome back, guys. That was obviously Team Healthcare Professionals War. I'm not saying it. It was It was racist. I'm not saying.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, yeah, that is the wipe going out for team healthcare professionals. And now, I mean, obviously they could make the safe room like this, but again, a tank like that, plus the situation that they're in terms of ping, like, that's not good necessarily in terms of their percentages. But again, a team like HCP probably could do it. And obviously, if your team matching, if you make a mistake like that, like, that's another huge mistake we see in this game. We've seen a couple of them so far, but they are still in okay position right now, I would say. It's not nearly as much as they would want, though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they'd like to be in a better position than they are right now. Even if they were able to make it past this tank, they're still in a fairly rough position. Yeah, let's see what they can actually make happen here. If they can claw back, like, I don't know, give it like 500 points. If they can make it like a 700-point game going to the finale, I would feel pretty confident if I was them that you're going to be in a good spot in the home game. I mean, regardless of how finale goes to, well, I shouldn't say regardless, because finale can be quite a swing map. It's worth a lot of points, especially if you are able to make that helicopter with a lot of points and you can wipe the other team with one of the tanks. But regardless, we'll be on live here with the second half of the fourth map, Healthcare Professionals on the Survivor with team matching on the SI, NA versus Asia, and attack coming in here. Everything getting shut down. Charger doesn't make the line, but the spit, I think, is a little bit off point. Rochelle should be able to walk out of that, and indeed she does, but she does end up taking around 45 damage from that first hit, and that's actually not too shabby compared to what we saw come out from the first hit of HCP.
Chat told me what Super said, so okay, that's good. That's great. That's another way to influence the way the game's going. But yeah, I mean, hey, HCP, they're in a position now where, again, as you mentioned with that finale, and we do actually have another pause going out, where they can really close the score delta if they can play a little bit better this map than they did in the rest of the game so far. So let's see if they're actually able to pull that off. But again, it's so hard for anybody to do when you're playing with over 200 ping. Like, we have to reiterate that that's definitely like a huge disparity going out. It's not the same as if we're 150 or something like that. It's even worse than what you'd expect. So, like, we have to give hats off to them for playing the way they have as well. Again, from a positionally and a coordination standpoint, it hasn't been what you usually would expect coming out, but right here, they could honestly just go and just rush the tank and probably win the chapter.
Yeah, I mean, if they were to push the tank spawns out on top of the road or out on the road, so they could probably, yeah, definitely make it into alleyway. Obviously, they would have been on distance points, but they wouldn't win the grand total scheme of things. And, yeah, so we'll see what happens when we end up going live here. We are just waiting out for the SI to actually ready up. And yeah, once again, obviously they're on their away server, so they've been playing decently well for what it is, playing with those mid-200 pings against all greens pretty much. But I assume we're waiting on Maggie's ping to actually go back to normal, as she is actually sitting in a red right now.
I believe Maggie actually left the server.
Oh, really? Indeed, he did. Okay. So we're waiting on Maggie to rejoin. That's been changed.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able probably to... It might be a ping-related thing where they're trying to like restart AirNet or something like that, and then we do have another person getting kicked by console. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely been an entertaining game so far, to say the least. Like, this is what you would want to see out of a match of 2 4-1 teams coming together like this. And again, it could be a complete reversal on the North American side. We said that before. We saw Team Pubstars, I believe, take a 1,500 point advantage on HCP on the European server, and then just get absolutely demolished on the North American server. And I mean, Serenity played really well on the NA server from what we saw in the last matchup, but again, in order for them to actually beat HCP, we're going to have to see matching play to that level. But we are live right here. Team matching on the special infected side.
Indeed, we are. So let's see what ends up happening. Actually, Charger missed it. Rocket actually, no, he was having across the roof. Jockey shut down the Charger. Actually, chest bumps off the tree. Spit goes down, trying to cause a little bit of a separation here on this virus. Or your mic cut out. I don't know if you were actually still talking. It seemed like you cut out, though. Okay.
I'm good. So yeah, I mean, that was, like, they didn't have a full hit up right there, and I think that might have gone into that, and obviously that's going to be a little bit of a break for Team HCP, because a lot of damage went on to matching when that was their Survivor round. Smoker's trying to get a cheeky pull out the window, not going to land. A Charger, Boomer, and a Jockey for the next hit right here. So obviously no spitter, good amount of separation potential. Boomer is down below, going to actually spawn onto Super right there, and then does get a double boom. We do have the Smoker trying to get some kind of pull. Jockey lands onto a green Survivor in the back. Charger working its way in, is going to get a charge, but again, no spit to maximize that damage in that small area.
Yeah, and really quick clears coming out here from Team Healthcare Professionals. They're really not allowing the SI to latch on them for all that long. The main damage again coming out on the Super was from that first hit, that spit from the one charge, or the one cap that even landed that hit. Unfortunately, he got a long get up animation, was just stuck inside of it. But we do see them pushing the way through the apartments here. I would be surprised if we see them take tank first. But once again, it's kind of like, you know, would you be rushing the event after tank? because you could have people bleeding and want to bleed out during the event. It's up to them what they want to do, but we'll see what their final choice is as they do make their way to the drop-off point, and we'll see a Jockey, Hunter, Spitter, and a Boomer here. So 2-2, not the most fondest attack here for this event, or this drop at the very least. But Boomer lands a single boom out of Alice. That should have caused the Stars to actually back up here and hold out this first initial wave of Horde, and then probably look to take the drop afterwards.
Honestly, and they're in okay position right now, health-wise. They don't have somebody bleeding yet. Super is at 47 HP, and I mean, they should be able to play this as cautiously as they want at this point. Super's going to jump on top of that fence a little bit, but again, they're just trying to bait the SIN. As soon as they kill one of them, I think, then they're going to push the rest. Boomer's going to go and get another nice double boom. Or they can stand here and kill Common forever. That's cool, too.
This Boomer is doing my favorite thing in the world right now. It's being a Ninja Boomer, and it's literally going to continually land booms. So I believe it's every 20 seconds you get a boom. So you can boom pretty much forever. But as far as being more aggressive now, going to go and take the drop with really no damage being taken except for onto Coach, and now Hunter actually latching on L. So I eat my own words right there. They started off really nicely with that, but then they got kind of all stumbled up inside the spit. Everyone taking a nice chunk of damage. Spitter even going in and getting a double claw into 2 survivors. Rochelle opting to start the tank here. So they are actually going to look to play the tank first and then probably rush the event from the looks of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, tank coming up for team matching in the hands of Maggie, and he's going to start working with those cars. That car is not over.
Honestly, I like the call to kill the tank first, because then with the event gives you the option to push forward, and it also avoids any kind of catastrophe like we saw happen in team matching when they accidentally spawn the tank at the same time. That's a nice hittable hit. So he has 2 cars in there right now. Now also has 2 dumpsters. Jockey's going to get shut down. Smoker is just kind of chilling at the top right there. Is getting picked now a little bit, but the tank's looking like he wants to play for the wipe right here. We do have a pouncing out on the Dusty below. Quickly cleared, and the tank is probably going to cycle up to the roof right now because he's done a pretty good job of positioning his hittables. He has his 3 of them, 2 cars in a dumpster position near the scaffolding, and another dumpster on the other side.
Yeah, he has a lot of hittables in play right now. We will not be seeing the survivors move over towards that event. I can almost guarantee you that. And Survivor's actually going to... I'll drop down now. Now looking at LOS him. But he's bringing the car and dumpster in. And Survivors have to rotate or else they're going to get boxed in by these hittables. And that's a very bad position to be in. I mean, there are a lot of objects here to work around. But Charger goes in, whiffs, gets killed off by Nick and his fire axe, I believe that is. Rock going in towards Survivors. Gets shot, I believe. Yeah, Lust skeeted the Rock. I was like, did they hit the back wall or did they skeet it? But no, Lust actually managed to skeet it. But Tank's going to go ahead and rotate back out now. Moving his way back to the rooftop. And yeah, first pass, 30% rage.
I think a boomer here would be really, really good for team matching if they manage to actually land like a double boomer or something like that. But HCP are playing it correctly right here. I don't know if they know the tank is right above them though. Tank could decide to push in, but this Charger's gonna go in instead. Manning to land a nice tri-charge. Rock going in, Manning to land on Nick as well. There's your quad boom going out. And now this could be another Rock landing onto HCP, shooting fish in a barrel effectively at this point. Survivors are also down below, and the tank is going to decide to jump in right here, getting a nice multi-punch shown to the Survivors, decommitting Super, trying to get more damage, but Maggie is going to back out, and HCP are taking it to the chin right now from this tank.
Oh, the play!
Beautiful punch onto Lust.
What a hell of a backdrop!
Goodness.
He literally, for you guys that don't know what just happened, he actually started climbing the ladder to bait in Nick, and then he pressed spacebar while on the ladder. There's a rock landing on it to less. That's going to be an, or no, it didn't land, but he got kept by Common, I believe. But he climbed up the ladder and then hit spacebar, and it pushed him and rocketed him back towards Nick. And there's a tank dropping down, getting 2 punches onto Coach. There's a double punch, obviously killing, or incapping Coach. There's another punch onto Rochelle, grabbing the incap, and 1 survivor left, that being Alice. And this tank's playing with his food. Gonna go ahead and get the wipe, and I think they might even lose here on points.
Beautiful tank. That was... Oh, no, they won by 1 point. Okay, so HCP got 1 point back on that chapter, and they're calling GG, asking no finale on both servers, and I think that is a call that they can make.
If both teams decide to skip map 5, yes, they could.
I think they're about to, and they're going to say skip map 5. Thank you. Thank you to both teams. That's something that I personally like to see. I like Parish more when it's 1 to 4. But yeah, so that's going to be what, like 1,169 points for team matching's favor. Server did just shut down, so that's pretty good, honestly. But now the thing is, we've seen HTTP make larger comebacks than that, and now it's going to be how well does matching play on their ping.
Yeah, this should be pretty interesting. I think I just did test microphone in game. Oops. But yeah, I you have to wonder though, if they're skipping this finale, is that playing to HCP's benefit or is it playing to
the matching's benefit, right?
Yeah, because matching. I mean, I would assume it'd be playing to HCP's benefit, because if they're obviously like, well, Yeah, I would probably say it's playing HCP's benefit because it allows them to have not another game or another round to lose more points. Now they can start gaining back what they're already down. But then again, they would also have the same opportunities if they played map 5 on their home server. So it's kind of like, you know, who is this really going to benefit in the end that they're not playing the full campaign? But regardless, we are switching maps. Let me go ahead and change the scene for you guys while we set everything up because I'm gonna have to close my game to actually do this. But yeah, that was actually a hell of a first game.